All right, Jeff, are we ready to do this?
I guess.
So we have our camera, no provisions, and show us what you went back to the car and got.
Trusty little light.
Right. And where did you get it?
Harbor Freight.
And how much did you pay for it?
It was free with the coupon.
That's right. The free one. The free one that they give you for spending $4 on real merchandise. And it has what kind of batteries in it?
Well, it's
the original made in China batteries.
It actually even says harborfreight.com.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's the
oh, and it is a how many LED? One LED. Okay.
One's all you need, baby.
Yeah, this will go well.
Entrance to the tunnel, and it doesn't look hardly wide enough to have had a train go through here.
Everything floats.
They clashed on fly.
Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me.
Is that when they were building it?
Well, actually, it got used. At one time, if they wanted to move freight from here to there, they'd basically come here and push it with the engine behind it to go all the way through to the other end, and they'd hook to it. And the engineers wouldn't go through the tunnel.
To keep people out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Nice. There's my guide in front.
Come further, it'll be fun.
I think he's watched too many horror movies or something. I'm using a secondary lighting source here. The tunnel behind us, as you can see when I turn the light out, is pitch black. Ah!
Show the writing on this wall, see if it shows up.
What writing? Oh, that's what I say. Will you, and then we don't know what else.
Put a light on it. Will you?
Will you, and then it's
maybe there's more on down through there. It's a puzzle that we need to keep going, and there'll be more. Folks, don't discount one LED if you're walking into total darkness.
There's definitely, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a swarm of little tiny bugs in the tunnel here.
How bad was whatever they painted on this wall that somebody felt the need to go back over it and blank it out?
That's a good question.
Are those fingers? No, those
mushrooms. Pretty dark. If mushrooms can grow out of gravel and dust and coal dust, look like little deflated parachutes, don't they?
Ooh, remember those little drink things?
Yeah, I don't think they've been made since the 70s, have they? Early 80s.
Yeah, have like the foil peel off lid and little grape flavored or whatever.
I just want to know what made these claw marks in the center of the track, though. Something big.
Well, the train could have been dragging something under it.
Yeah.
Someone.
The last guy
something.
going through the tunnel, probably. See if you can move in close and look at the little bumps on the surface. They kind of have like a little.
Got some texture to it.
Yep. This is the metal reinforcement that they added. Let's see if we can get a little more light on it. It's ribbed metal reinforcement that actually looks like vertical sides of a train car. And these look like concrete posts in between that they set them in on concrete stabilizers on the ground.
Okay, dude, the fact that this $1 Harbor Freight light is still shining as well as it did when we started, I may have to admit that I was overly harsh.
While it may not show up on video, it's sufficient light to actually walk by.
It actually is.
Definitely getting into a wetter section of the tunnel that obviously is what caused the cave-in. Probably natural water sources in the mountain above it that's caused this kind of decay. Even since this repair, as you can see on this wall, there's quite a bit of runoff that are calcifying on the walls. See, look, little miniature stalactites.
Oh. Woo. And Jeff just slipped.
Stepped a little too far.
But he didn't fall.
This is natural rock. The brick walls are gone here. We wouldn't have any problem getting away from a train here. There's much more clearing.
You know, you talk to a lot of people. I think my mother even had this happen in Appalachia because they had to go through a train tunnel going to school from where they lived. She ended up, they got in there at the wrong time when the train came through one day. Which friend of yours is that?
El Diablo, the devil. He's got horns. Looks like a...
He only has one horn, man.
I think the other one over here is...
He's only got one horn.
Maybe that's Mickey Mouse, dude. I don't know. A lot of silt.
Yes, it's muddy.
Silt and mud along that side.
Come on, man. You're supposed to leave no trace when we go in these places. Whoa.
Collapse.
Yeah, that's not a snake, thank God. That is a wire tube, something.
On a positive note, it looks like we're only about 700 feet from the end of the tunnel now.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see.
I could go buy 100 of these damn lights at Harbor Freight, and I guarantee that not a single one that I bought would last and still be at full brightness. This thing is not even dimmed.
Maybe that says something about you and not so much about the stuff from Harbor Freight.
Here's what's interesting to me. They built this train tunnel, right? And it is exactly what it is. It is a train tunnel. And the little hideaway cutout here for people to jump into. But if you look up, look at the work they put into doing the top of this.
To make an arch.
To make a perfect arch.
The arches.
They did not cut any corners when they did this. They did not cheapen this in any way. See, 100 years ago, Americans
cared.
Took pride in everything that was built.
A straight brick, like a doorway or something, they would have had to put a solid slab over the top to hold the weight above. But an arch, I don't know if we could look it up on Google, but an arch has something like
Yeah, like I believe anything I've ever read on the internet.
An arch has 50 or 60 times the weight-bearing load of a straight member. Who knows, it could be 5 to 10, but anyway, it's much stronger.
True, I'll give you that.
Than a straight.
But they didn't have to make it that perfect, that exquisite. I mean, it's the kind of construction you would see on a really, really nice brick house that was built in 1900. Building the nicest house in town for the town doctor at that time. Bricks that fell off the ceiling. This is why you should be safer than we are being, and it is silly on my part because I don't have a baseball hat to protect me, nor hair. And if you're doing crap like this, you really should have hard hats at a minimum because things can fall. And if a brick fell from what is that, 30 feet?
40.
If a brick fell from 30 or 40 feet and hit you in the head, you could be killed. Well, you may get concussed, but you won't have your head bashed open and your skull fractured, which is what will happen if you don't have any, what's that rock? Yeah. Any kind of protection.
We made it. I would say I'll never do that again, but I'll do it one more time.
Yeah. And look at this beautiful view.
Ooh, sunlight.
Wasn't this worth risking our life for? Oh, nice. No lock on it or somebody's ripped it off. Oh. And this is important also. There are no trespassing signs on this end of the tunnel. There were not any on... There was nothing that said no trespassing that had a little man in a red circle on the other end of the tunnel.